OPEC Plus cut its oil production target by 2 million barrels last week, despite U.S. objections, prompting some U.S. lawmakers to demand tough action against cartel leader Saudi Arabia. President Joe Biden said he will work closely with Congress on the issue when members return to Capitol Hill after midterm elections next month.
We're going to react to Saudi Arabia, and they're doing a consultation when they come back, and we will take action.
On Capitol Hill, two Democratic lawmakers introduced legislation to stop U.S. arms sales to Saudi Arabia, saying Riyadh was the driving force in the OPEC Plus decision to cut the global oil supply during Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
The complexity of these issues go way beyond just a single decision on oil, and the president is absolutely right to be considered and deliberate. We regard this legislation as sensible and reasonable. It's targeting a specific decision. The one-sided relationship has been documented.
Saudi Arabia has said the OPEC Plus decision is unanimous and based on economic considerations. OPEC Plus refers to the grouping of 23 oil exporting nations that decide how much to sell on the world market. It includes Russia. A co-sponsor of the legislation said Saudi Arabia made a bad decision to side with Russia, perhaps because of its experience with the administration of former U.S. President Donald Trump.
I believe the Saudis have consistently been miscalculating in the past couple of years, and it's probably because Trump candidly gave them carte blanche. And what President Biden is trying to do is just return to the proper balance.
Under Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia is not an ally of the United States. Aaron David Miller, senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace and a former Middle East analyst and negotiator, told VOA.
And what the Saudi Crown Prince did to literally undermine the president's political position, certainly with respect to oil prices, weeks before midterms, and at the same time, undermine the president's position, international community's position, in an effort to isolate Vladimir Putin in terms of his aggression against Ukraine by supporting him politically and economically.
Republican senators have not been as vocal about taking action against Saudi Arabia, although some have spoken up about the kingdom's human rights abuses in the past, as Brian Katulis, vice president of policy at the Middle East Institute, told VOA via Zoom.
Some of the senators from gas-producing states in the United States were deeply concerned about 2 years ago when Saudi Arabia and others, OPEC Plus, took certain decisions that led to a severe drop in the price of oil. So there's not I think the broader picture is that from a bipartisan basis, the U.S.-Saudi relationship is not on a stable foundation.
The White House has rejected criticism of President Biden's visit to Saudi Arabia in July, saying it was not about oil, but about demonstrating the ongoing U.S. commitment to the Middle East. Cindy Saine, VOA News.